Welcome to this explainer. Okay, so look, if you've been paying any attention to the tech world lately, you already know that whipping up a basic AI chatbot demo is, well, it's incredibly easy, right? Literally almost anyone can slap together a prompt and an API key in an afternoon. But making the actual leap from a fun little weekend project to a true production-ready generative AI application, one that's reliable, secure, scalable, and genuinely ready for business, that is a completely different and absolutely fascinating challenge. So today, we're popping the hood. We're going to tear down the architecture behind real-world AI systems and see exactly how the pros actually get it done. Okay, let's dive into this, because we really need to start by shattering the illusion of the demo. On one side, sure, we have your basic demo chatbot. Easy to build? Absolutely. But it's totally ungrounded. It hallucinates facts with absolute confidence, it crashes under pressure, and honestly, it has absolutely no idea what your company actually does. Then, on the other side, we have the complex, very necessary reality of a production environment. We're talking about a system designed to be highly scalable, rock solid in its security, and completely tailored to your business needs. And getting from the left side to the right, it requires a massive shift in how we actually engineer software. To get us there, we're going to break this journey down into 5 logical steps. First, moving beyond the chatbot demo. Second, tackling the optimization balancing act. Third, customizing the AI with your own data. Fourth, layering in safety and security. And finally, exploring the bleeding edge, autonomous intelligent agents. All right, let's kick things off with step 1, beyond the chatbot demo, choosing the right foundation model. This is the very first critical step of our journey, picking the core brain of your application. So a foundation model is basically the absolute core engine powering your app. And today, we're looking at an incredible ecosystem of providers out there. OpenAI, Anthropic, Meta AI, Google DeepMind, Mistral AI, you name it. But here's the thing. You can't just blindly pick the most famous one. You really have to evaluate them exactly like you would a new hire. You're looking at accuracy, like how well does it actually answer domain-specific questions? You're looking at the context window. Can this thing read a massive 100-page legal contract, or does it tap out after a few paragraphs? And of course, you've got to evaluate deployment flexibility. Do you need it hosted in the cloud, or does it need to run entirely locally on your own servers? The real secret sauce here is mapping specific business problems to specific AI brains. For instance, if you're building an AI coding assistant, you don't need a generalized conversationalist, right? You need a coding specialized large language model. What if you're building a medical summarizer? Well, then you absolutely need a high accuracy reasoning model where precision is literally life or death. Or maybe you need an offline enterprise chatbot for a super high security environment. For that, you've got to go with a local or open source model. Let me tell you, choosing the wrong model at this stage will create massive scalability and cost nightmares for you later down the line. Which naturally brings us to the brick wall every developer eventually hits. Step 2, the optimization balancing act, navigating the trilemma. Operating these massive foundation models at scale introduces us to the classic engineering trilemma of Gen AI. Basically, every single architecture decision you make forces a conflict between cost, so token pricing, latency, which is response speed, and accuracy, the actual quality of the output. Think about it. Large models are incredibly accurate, but man, they are incredibly expensive per token. Small models, blazing fast, meaning super low latency, but their accuracy usually drops. It's a tug of war. Users expect lightning-fast responses. Your CFO demands low cost to save the budget, and your brand demands perfect accuracy. You literally cannot have all 3 maxed out without something breaking. So the crucial point is that developers don't just throw their hands up and quit. Instead, they use very specific architectural techniques to navigate and balance this trilemma. They use model routing, which means sending simple FAQ questions to small, cheap models and saving the heavy, expensive models only for the complex reasoning tasks. They use caching to instantly serve up answers to questions that have already been asked, which saves a ton of time and money. They also rely on streaming responses, prompt optimization, and quantization, which is a really cool technique to literally shrink the physical size of the models. Ultimately, the whole game is about maintaining top-tier quality while surviving massive traffic spikes. But even a perfectly optimized model is still just a generic brain, which brings us to step 3, customizing with your data. Moving beyond generic knowledge. Honestly, this is where the magic really happens. Look, if you take a generic model straight out of the box, it knows exactly zero about your internal company documents, your specific business jargon, or your private workflow policies. It might be a fantastic conversationalist, but it's a pretty terrible employee. Customized models, on the other hand, are injected with dynamic instructions in your specific domain expertise. But that begs the million-dollar question. How do we actually get our private data into the AI's brain without spending millions of dollars constantly retraining the model from scratch? Let's move to our next core concept and see how this builds. We call this the RAG stack. RAG stands for Retrieval Augmented Generation, and let me tell you, it is the absolute gold standard for giving AI your private data. It happens in 5 incredibly seamless steps. First, your documents live in a vector database. When a user asks a question, an embedding model translates that question into a mathematical concept. Step 3, the retriever searches the database for relevant company data. Step 4, a re-ranking process sorts out the absolute best, most relevant information. And finally, step 5, that perfect private information is injected straight into the prompt for the LLM to read and generate a highly grounded, accurate response. It effectively searches your company files right before it speaks. It's brilliant. Just to ground this theory in the real world for a second, the industry relies heavily on specialized software to make all of this happen. At the very foundation of that RAG stack, back at step 1, are those vector databases. We're talking about tools like Pinecone, Weaviate, ChromaDB, and Milvus. They are specifically built for this exact job. They are truly the unsung heroes of enterprise AI, allowing your system to rapidly search and understand your private, unstructured data. Okay, so now we have a fast, customized, highly intelligent system. But hold on, before we unleash it on the public, we absolutely need to slow down and talk about step 4, safety and security layers, protecting customers and brand. We have to ask the critical question. What happens when generic AI goes wrong? I mean, we've all seen the crazy headlines, right? A lawyer submitting an AI-hallucinated fake legal precedent, a chatbot going completely rogue and generating toxic content, or accidentally leaking personally identifiable information. It is no joke. A single unmonitored, unsafe AI response can completely obliterate user trust, create massive legal liabilities, and cause irreversible damage to a brand's reputation. To prevent this kind of disaster, enterprise architects build rigorous guardrails, directly mapping specific risks to hard-coded architectural defenses. Are you worried about malicious users trying to hack the prompts? Well, you install strict input filtering. Terrified of toxic outputs or data leaks? You actually force every single AI response through a rigorous output moderation layer before the user ever sees a single word. And to prevent unsafe recommendations, like, say, a banking bot giving out illegal financial advice, you implement strict policy enforcement and grounding to literally lock the AI into citing trusted, approved sources only. And that's just safety. Security is a whole other beast entirely. Generative AI introduces massive new security vectors into an organization. You are suddenly dealing with sensitive prompts, private documents, and external APIs all communicating simultaneously. This requires bulletproof data encryption, strict data isolation so one customer's data doesn't mix with another's, and intense prompt injection defense. In reality, proving compliance with strict standards like GDPR or HIPAA through detailed audit logging, that is often the single biggest blocker preventing a Gen AI project from ever seeing the light of day in production. But if you've survived the gauntlet of security reviews, you finally reach the final frontier of modern architecture. Step 5, autonomous intelligent agents, transforming workflows. This is where AI goes from being a passive encyclopedia to an active, working digital employee. We are witnessing a massive evolution right now. Think about it. Simple chatbots are passive. They just sit there, wait for you to ask a question, and spit back an answer. But autonomous, intelligent agents, they are fully active. They can actually reason through a complex problem, create a multi-step plan, use external tools, access APIs, and execute workflows completely independently. They don't just answer questions anymore. They actually do work. And this brilliantly illustrates what that looks like in practice. Imagine a fully automated customer support agent. A user emails a complaint. The agent doesn't just draft a polite, generic reply. No. First, it understands the specific issue. Second, it searches your private knowledge base for the exact fix. Third, it actively reaches out and checks the customer's account status in your CRM system. Fourth, it jumps into your ticketing software and creates a real tracked support ticket. And finally, it sends the fully resolved email response right back to the customer. It seamlessly connects totally disparate enterprise tools to basically do the work of an entire Tier 1 support team. It's wild. Of course, building these highly capable workers relies on specialized architectures. You might build a single agent system, or maybe a multi-agent system where, say, a research agent collaborates with a writer agent and a reviewer agent.
To orchestrate all of this crazy tool using collaboration, developers are leaning heavily on really powerful software frameworks. We're talking about tools like LangChain, LangGraph, Crew AI AutoGen, and Llama Index. These frameworks are essentially the glue holding these autonomous workflows together, allowing your AI agents to confidently interact with your databases, your calendars, and your file systems.
Which really brings us to the ultimate takeaway from the source material today. To quote the consensus, the companies succeeding with AI today are treating generative AI as a full software platform, not just a chatbot feature. It is so true. Real production readiness demands an entire ecosystem of robust software engineering built around the model. It requires serious performance optimization, complex retrieval databases, strict moderation guardrails, and sophisticated agentic workflows. Simply calling an LLM API, that is just one tiny piece of the much larger puzzle.